This is not the first time that Prime Minister Viktor Orban has run counter to EU policy. Among other things, Orban's recent so-called peace mission to Moscow and Beijing was harshly criticized in Brussels. Such negotiations were not a coordinated position of EU countries and therefore contradict the Union's rules.
Russia is the aggressor in violation of the United Nations Charter and Ukraine the victim, exercising its fundamental right to self-defense. And there's nothing of hysteria about that, it's just telling the truth. The European Union policy is not a pro-war policy. We strongly rejected that.
A new scandal has recently erupted over Hungary's ambiguous position. Budapest has decided to ease visa restrictions for Russian and Belarusian citizens. Hungary explained its position by the fact that it had previously signed a contract with Rosatom to build a nuclear power plant. Allegedly, migrants are needed to work on the construction site.
In the spring, the Hungarian government announced that it was expecting around 65,000 guest workers. They can bring their families with them and apply for a permanent residence permit after 3 years. Other EU countries such as Finland no longer allow Russians to enter the country. The government in Helsinki justified this with Russia's attempts to destabilize the border and the EU states. R&D publication writes.
The European Commission was outraged by Budapest's decision and demanded an explanation. According to EU leaders, Hungary's decision could threaten the security of all of Europe, since Russian diplomats and embassy staff have been expelled from many EU countries on suspicion of espionage since 2022.
The European Commission will be in contact with the Hungarian authorities to clarify the scope of this scheme and whether it falls under EU rules. As you know very well, also because of our position, all our policies, Russia is a security threat to the EU, and therefore all instruments at the level of the Union and the level of the member states must guarantee the security of the Union. Anita Hipper, spokesperson of the European Commission, Current Time quotes.
Representatives of some EU member states have already raised the question in Brussels of whether Hungary should remain a member of this organization, given such a government policy. However, firstly, there is no clearly defined legislation for such a case, and secondly, Brussels doesn't want to deprive the Hungarian people of a European future because of the ruling elite. Reported by Pavel Steinmach, Larisa Petruk, UATV News.